Good morning, fellow Chelsea fans. Looking for your daily fix of all things CFC? You found it. Here at EYEING Chelsea TV, we're dedicated to delivering the latest news, rumors, and insights on the Blues, day in and day out. Whether it's transfer gossip, match reactions, or deep dives into the squad, we've got you covered. Don't be the last to know. Smash that subscribe button and become a true Blue. Let's dive into the updates in today's video. Chelsea could sign Liverpool star Ibrahima Konate in January. Empire of the Cop has exclusively reported that Chelsea are prepared to battle with Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid for Liverpool defender Ibrahima Konate's purchase in January, 6 months before he becomes a free agent. Ibrahima Konate's valuation on Transfermarkt stands at £52 million, although he could be available for significantly cheaper in a few months before his contract with Liverpool expires at the end of the season. Thanks to his experience in England, which has included winning the Premier League last season, Konate would fit in perfectly at Chelsea with his aerial ability, physical prowess, and excellent reading of the game vital characteristics. However, it is likely that he prefers a challenge overseas with Paris Saint-Germain or Real Madrid, as Liverpool are building a sporting project that would not really convince anybody from the existing setup to depart. Moreover, Konate has also spent enough years with Liverpool to pursue a career elsewhere in Europe. So while Chelsea have the finances to afford him very easily, they might not be the player's choice. Barring Konate, it will be interesting to see if they're keeping tabs on any potential defensive signings in January, and their performances over the next few months could go a long way in determining their transfer activity in the winter. Chelsea player scores 4 goals in win against Germany. In recent years, we have seen plenty of youngsters break through and become starters at top clubs very early on in their careers. Of course, Lamine Yamal is a Ballon d'Or contender already. He is not the only wonder kid who is a regular starter for Barcelona, though. So is Pau Cubarsí. Warren Zaire-Emery has made over 100 appearances for PSG, and Estevao is already making strides in Chelsea Blue. Chelsea might already have a talent in their youth ranks who might end up in the first-team picture very soon. That is none other than Ryan Kavuma-McQueen. The 16-year-old recently scored 4 goals and provided 1 assist in a 7-5 win over Germany. Of course, it was at the U17 level, but even then, how often do you hear about performances like that? It is not a one-off display either. Kavuma-McQueen has been making noise in the youth and developmental levels for Chelsea for a little while too. The 16-year-old has 4 goals and 2 assists in 406 minutes of action for the U21 side. That is an impressive stat to say the least. So, it looks like Chelsea have quite the talent on their hands. Now, it is about convincing him that Stamford Bridge is the place to be for him to continue his development and providing him the right pathway into the first team. Liam Delap's injury confirmed worse. When Liam Delap went down with an injury against Fulham, it was a major blow for Chelsea, especially as they had recently sanctioned Nicholas Jackson's move to Bayern Munich. The Senegalese striker was called back in the aftermath only for the move to be allowed to go through on renegotiated terms. Although considering the rumors doing the rounds, it is pretty hard to expect the obligation to buy clause to be triggered. That makes Chelsea's decision even more confusing. They allowed Jackson to leave and brought back Mark Guiu from his loan spell at Sunderland. But is the Spaniard ready to contribute meaningful minutes to Enzo Maresca's side? On the other hand, Chelsea fans' fears have come true. As it turns out, the injuries suffered by Delap is worse than initially expected. After the game, Maresca had said that he expected Delap to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Now, we have a timeline on when the striker could return, and it is worse than the initial prediction. As reported by The Athletic, Delap is expected to begin training again in November. While no surgery is required, the striker's layoff is estimated at approximately 10 weeks from the time of the injury. Until then, Maresca will have to rely on Joao Pedro and Guiu as his 2 options at striker. The situation is far from ideal, and one can only hope that there are no further injuries to deal with. Chelsea wants PSG Starlet. As reported by Team Talk, Tottenham Hotspur made a late move for Seny Mayilu this summer. while Chelsea and Man City have been tracking the midfielder as well. But at this point, PSG are not believed to be ready to consider an exit. That being said, Mailou has only a couple of years left on his current deal. So, if his contract situation does not change, then PSG might have to consider an exit soon rather than risk losing him for free in the summer of 2027. Mailou is 19 years of age, but he has already made 44 appearances for PSG so far. He has scored 7 goals and provided 4 assists in that time. Mailou's biggest moment so far came in the Champions League final against Inter Milan. Of course, it was a one-sided contest, and many might have even forgotten the goal scorers on the night, unless they are a PSG fan. He did score their 5th goal in the 5-0 win, though. It remains to be seen if these links with Mailou lead anywhere or not. These days, it feels like Chelsea have their eyes on pretty much every top youngster in the game. And credit to them, they have managed to sign a good portion of them. Chelsea keeping tabs on 17-year-old Belgian prodigy. According to a report by Team Talk, a host of Premier League teams, as well as Barcelona, are keeping track of Ajax sensation Jordi Mokio. The defensive midfielder is being tracked by the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City for their developmental squads, while Barcelona are also in the mix. Premier League sides are only coming at the back of a tremendous summer window, but they are already on the lookout for talent that will flourish in the future. Top-flight sides are always on the lookout for solutions from fellow academies to bring in players they could nurture for the future. Now, Manchester United, Liverpool, and Chelsea are keeping track of Ajax teenager Jordi Mokio. The Belgian defensive midfielder has been steadily playing first-team games since last season, and while he's yet to cement a starting spot regularly, there are signs that he can make it big in the future. Barcelona are also interested, who are always looking to build their base on youngsters. The Catalans are keeping tabs in the hope of getting a cheaper deal done with the promising 17-year-old Belgian prodigy, although Ajax are known to sell their precious talents well. However, the financial part may not be an issue for Premier League teams, particularly Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Starting with the latter, they have been in the market for a long-term option in the defensive midfield role, and could view Mokio as a talent in that regard.
That's all for today from AG Chelsea TV. Thanks for watching, Blues fans. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you'll always be the first to catch the latest Chelsea news and updates. See you in the next video.